week on Crime Busters, we are here to discuss the unsolved case of Clarice Amper Oms. On the evening of September 10, 2009, Victoria Magtanggol, a housekeeper of Column's apartment, found the unconscious body of Clarice Amper Oms alone in room 106. Her body was stiff and slightly damped. The door was left open as well as the windows. Pools of water and muddy footprints were found around the area where the body was located. This prompted Victoria to call 911 at 6:35 p.m. The authorities responded immediately, but the first theory proposed is that Victoria Magtanggol is the suspect to the murder. However, the court did not accept this because it wasn't supported by an evidence, and Victoria's fingerprint wasn't found on the cadaver. After a series of tests, the autopsy report revealed that Clarissa wasn't really murdered and that she actually died due to a cardiac arrest. This leads us to another theory in which the main reason why she died with cardiac arrest is because she was electrocuted. This theory is more accurate than the first one because Clarissa's dead body was found damp while holding a charger near the socket. So, what is an electric shock? An electric shock is the electric current running through a body. And electrocution, on the other hand, came from the combination of the words electric and execution. So it is specifically combined to describe death by electric shock because they use currents all the time. So when you're shocked and a much stronger current passes through your body, the tissues can overreact to that gush of electricity. In very mild cases, you might feel a slight tingle in your skin, but as things ramp up, the current can cause mild to severe burns, muscle contractions, or even seizures because nerves and muscles are getting overstimulated. The amount of current that's flowing is measured in amperes, and a current of only 20 milliamperes can cause someone to lose control of their diaphragm and stop breathing. 100 milliamperes can stop a heart. More than a current of 100 milliamperes can run through your phone charger, but touching its wire won't kill you. It's not deadly because the amount of current in the wire isn't actually what matters. What matters is how much current gets into your body, and that's influenced by two things. Voltage, which is the difference in electric potential that's driving the current, and your body's resistance to current. Your skin is pretty good at resisting current as long as the voltage isn't too high. It's a strong natural barrier to electric flow because it's very dry and thick. It has way more resistance than your phone charger, so it experiences much less current. The resistance of a body greatly affects the severity of the electric shock. Severity of electric shock depends on several variables, such as the amount of current, duration of flow, pathway of current, and voltage applied. Take note that the higher the current, the higher the severity of shock. The resistance of human skin varies from person to person and fluctuates between different times of the day. Dry skin has very high resistance, approximately 100,000 ohms. Resistance of wet skin is low, about 1,000 ohms or less. Most resistance in your body is in your skin. If your skin is wet or damp, the resistance is lowered. If you handle an electric device with damp hands, even voltages under 20 volts or so, not enough to even light a low wattage lamp, might be sufficient to do you serious damage. The 120 volts coming out of your electric outlet has a lot of punch, more than enough to kill you. Therefore, the current in wet skin can be several times greater than the current in dry skin. So, the higher the current, the more likely it is lethal. Wet hands or anything wet give electricity the opportunity to travel. In other words, wet hands or wet surfaces make a new electric circuit. In a nutshell, wet skin has low resistance, therefore it has a high current that will lead to a high severity of electrocution. Due to the heavy rain, Clarissa's hands became damp, and due to the open windows, the socket got soaked with the rain droplets. These two factors reduced her skin's resistance to voltage, which resulted to electrocution.